how's it going? This is the speedrun / walkthrough of the last song off Entropy, which is called The Ultimate Fate of the Universe, Heat Death. Alright, this is the very first phrase on electric guitar, and it introduces the time signature of the first section, which is 5/8, and it also outlines the three chord progression that will be repeated for the first section. Here the rest of the instruments enter, and you'll notice the bass line is not following the root notes of the guitar chord. Sometimes it lines up with the same chord. The rhythms advance too, but they remain in a 5/8, which is the timing of this section. Here, they both play D minor here. This part, it's still 5/8, but it only plays on beat 1 and 5. Alright, this turnaround right here is from song 11. It's the same turnaround from song 11 in the same key on the same instruments, and that's the first track within a track that appears on this track. This is the reintroduction of the first riff. This time the bass guitar follows the harmonic pattern of the guitars, and there's more instruments. Acoustic guitar and nylon guitar enter. Also, this shit's just fucking crazy, let's be honest. Alright, the turnaround from song 11 comes back again in the same way. It's extended there. Now it transitions to a new part. It's very important. It goes from the subdominant to the dominant, the 4 to the 5. And this specific harmonic pattern was used heavily on songs 2 and 11, which were companion songs to each other. Other than that, all the 5-6 different instruments that you're hearing are just jamming and improvising on the 7/16 timing with the 4 to 5 harmonic structure. Good work to Cody for the panning and the clarity of all 4 guitar parts. That's awesome. The next new section. It has a 5-tuplet here for Annika Nils. I love her drumming, and this is my tribute to her, the 5-tuplet. Also, these synths that come in will be the main melody much later. And this turnaround here, the chords reverse. They turn around on themselves. This section right here, it's like Christmas. The guitar plays a descending melody that becomes a harmonized 7th chord as each interval, which is each of the 4 the quad track guitars, is added with each new repetition. So the 3rd repetition. And you got the sleigh bells 8th on the percussion. Finally, all 4 guitars are playing the full chord, and right here it breaks the voice leading, changes the direction. This is a repeat of the section before the Christmas section, except the 5 couplets are now just 5/8 notes. It's pretty cool, right? Alright, this section had a 1 measure fake intro, and the synths we mentioned return to explicate the most important theory of the album, chromatic medians. The chords cycle through chromatic medians, major 7th chords, while the melodies play descending scales that could only work over those chromatic medians. These are the same chromatic medians as the last section, except the melodies go to a whole note rhythm and jump to that really high waspy octave. And the time signature changes, of course. I invented that chord right there. This one too. Alright, this section is song 14, $5. Just played through. Same instruments, same arrangement. We just play it through 2.5 times. So we play the song $5 longer than it appeared as itself on the album. Also, it's transposed down a key, so all the frets move down by 2. I got this idea from the tracks from Europe. Alright, this is a big transition on the subdominant major 7. You know I love that chord. Alright, this build combines the subdominant to dominant as well as the chromatic medians to ascend as the key change, while the piglet riff from song 1, as Kate calls it, plays over it. So this is a huge reference, and this is the start of the climax. It goes from a subdominant major 7 on the 4 to a subdominant 7 on the 2 with just insane shredding. Also, the cosmic reverb from the start of the album comes back. So everything's starting to undo in the universe. Everything's running out. This section combines the rhythm from 432 and extends it with a blast beat and a new F7, which is available from the chromatic median of A-flat major 7 using the Mixolydian mode for its melody. Guess the climax of the climax. Descending chromatic major 7 medians. Synths chromatically descending. Math rock insanity. There it resolves to the C major 7 sharp 11, which is the outro tonality for song 8. And that kind of ends the math rock climax of the album. But now it goes into, you know, the really, this guitar solo. It goes into the really epic guitar solo that lasts for 5 minutes that I get to play. This is Breathe by Pink Floyd. E minor to A7. Same tempo, same arrangement. So I'm like, I kind of want to solo over, you know, the best chords ever to solo over. What chords are they? Oh, it's Breathe by Pink Floyd. But I'm not too good to just play that song. Also, that song happened in the course of the universe, which is what this album is all about. Maybe the molecule became part of the vinyl that Breathe was pressed on, or whatever. And anyways, the tone for the solo is this hollow body my friend Jordan Fritz glued together for me to build it into a Big Muff Pi, into a Line 6 Echo Park, into an Orange and Yamaha amp. Alright, this is the second solo. And it goes into another great song to solo over, because I wanted more soloing. It goes into Cortez the Killer by Neil Young. A great song. And I'd like to shout out Dylan Whitfield, because we were driving back from a gig in Victoria, and he showed me the Built the Spill cover of this song, and I didn't even know it was a cover for the longest time. So when I found out Neil Young did a version, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And incidentally, my new skateboard has a Neil Young graphic, the album art, on the bottom side, so that's kind of interesting. Also, shout out to Kevin Zender, because he noticed and messaged that this was Cortez the Killer, so shout out to him. Kicks in right here. Mainly I just play an E minor pentatonic scale and really bend the fourth, the A into the B flat, the blue note. Just do that a lot. Didn't think too hard about what I was playing. The whole solo is all one take. I was kind of nervous if it was good enough, but Cody assured me his face was fully melted when I turned around, so I knew it was good. This bend is really good here. This is a nice little transition. You know when the guitars are distorted, but it's still really nice? Yeah, it's just a nice little part. I said to Cody, you know when the guitars are like distorted, but they're still nice? He knew exactly how to make it sound. Alright, this is the emotional transition after the main bulk of the song. Ultimate fate of the universe, heat death. It's kind of hard to play so clean with so much gain on all the tracks. You can hear a little bit of like sliding and stuff. This is the rhythmic motif that started the song. Now the universe is really running out. There's not much left. It's getting desperate. It's the dying gasp of the universe about to run out of inertia. Just shredding. Just pure shredding. This section was really gratifying to play, and just especially on drums. I've been in quite a few heavy bands, but it's always nice cutting loose for my own music. Here it switches to 4/4, leaves the timing of the start. This is the same drum fill from song 11 that happens at 4:55, the exact same one. This is right coming up the Melt Banana part. Every guitar shredding, plus an insane punk beat. Alright, this is the Weezer ascending riff. Each guitar ascends in a staggered fashion. And when the guitar hits the high note in the right speaker, that's the climax of the whole album. Right here. Alright, that was the climax of the whole album. The universe did its thing. Now the outro is happening. The journey of the molecule is really ending here. So Cody and I had this idea that, well, when the universe ends, everything that is going to be able to happen again for the last time will happen before the end of the universe. Everything that can happen twice will happen again. And also combined with, when you beat like Super Mario World or other games from that era, and in the credits you actually run back through all the levels you played and you see all the monsters or all the towns you went through, and it like in a reverse order or whatever. So in light of all those ideas, this section plays snippets from all the other songs on the album in order, panning between your headphones, so you can hear the journey the molecule went on as it's ending. It's almost like the credit sequence of the album. Also, there's these weird types of mushrooms that like can look like things like human hands or like human brains or feet or other animals. So these mushrooms that mimic, things that will evolve out of their form in the future, but the mushrooms will keep the form of the thing they're mimicking, is also inspiring how these songs were pitch shifted to match the key that we're in now rather than their original key. Yeah, it was hard to make this ending and mix it right, and I told Cody the idea and he's like, no, that's not possible. Like, no. But then at other points I was like, Cody, this idea isn't possible. Like, we can't actually make it happen. But we somehow did it. We fit it in. It's pretty much the last section and the denouement of the whole album. See, there's that solo from Driftwood, but now pitched to be in this key, so it has like a higher resonance or higher feeling or whatever. It feels good. I've been working on this album for so long. It feels kind of surreal to make this video. Oh, this part's really nice. The piano sonata song 12, intermingles with the same piano being played like in this song. I really thought that was an interesting effect. Again, with the whole mushroom idea. We were recording this and then we finished and Cody was like, oh my god, this section's like 6.5 minutes. Also, this whole song was kind of my challenge to, Close to the Edge by Yes and all the other like prog rock epics like Tarkus and the King Crimson songs that are like, Lark's Tongues and Aspic Part 4 and all that. So here's my take on the 20-minute prog epic. Hopefully you guys liked it. I know it was fun to make. Alright, so to end the whole album, after the outros, after the denouement, the final notes, I asked Elliot from Freak Dream from Vancouver, how should I end this album? He was slightly inebriated. It was late at night at the time, and he's just like, bro, minor 4 to 1. Like, you know it, it's the best, come on, just think about it. And he's absolutely right. So that's why I wrote this section, the minor 4 to the 1 a few times. 3 times, and then right here, play the 5, the G, and end on C major, the easiest, most common chord in the book, in the open position. So yeah, thanks everyone who helped me and my band, If I Look Strong, You Look Strong, put out Entropy. We might do one more music video, but we're moving on to the next projects, the next albums, the next splits, and the next shows. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye!